Thank you for showing up. I know that some of you might be on holiday, but some of you might not be, and it's kind of getting closer to the weekend than yesterday was, but some of you might have to scrape yourself off some mattress tomorrow, some obscene hour, and so I'm not going to waste a nanosecond of your time, I wouldn't dare. Just to talk about 5 to 10 seconds about the thing that happened. The other night, I was in Washington, D.C. on the night of the election, and I was in a place called the Lincoln Theater, really, really nice place, and I walk out onto the stage to see about 1,000 people looking down at their cellular device. No doubt they're looking at election results coming in, why wouldn't you? And so I said, look, I'll just be the pleasant, non-stop caterwaul of words that'll go on and on and on, and you can pay attention or you can tune out. And every once in a while, if you want to look up and acknowledge me, that's fine. If you don't want to do that at all, that's fine too. You do what you want to do. And they all went, right back down to it. And so immediately, I become the man in a bubble. I'm just doing my thing, talking away. Everyone else is in the real world. And I immediately forget what's going on. I'm trying to concentrate on all the things that I want to say. And as the show goes on, I have never seen a reaction from an audience as I did on this night. And I've been in front of well over 3,000 audiences in my life. It was either the audience was taking on water or they were losing air. They're like listening to the side. And I'm like, what, am I bombing? Like, what am I saying? I'm not interested in bombing and I'm not interested in offending people. And I'm like, what am I doing? Am I that boring? Is it, that's a real sin. Do not be boring on stage. And by the end of the show, people are like, they're like wineskins. Like, and I'm like, what? They're like, thing. And I'm like, well, good night. And they're like, I didn't know. I just figured I must have screwed this up. And so I go underneath the stage where the dressing rooms are, and I turn on the internet and I see what's been going on in my wonderful America while I've been prattling away on stage. And that was the look of great concern on all the people's faces. So I went onto my Bon Jovi mobile, my Def Leppard Express, my mobile carbon footprint making machine, and I watched the end of the election until about 5:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Why? Because in my own way, I was invested in the election coming to an end. Because I suffered through all of these awful speeches and all of those ridiculous debates and the juvenile, just awesome interruptions and interference and just the wretchedness of the thing. I toughed it out. It was like pulling a cerebral molar out of my mouth every single time I would listen to Donald Trump speak. It's like, I can't do this, but I must do it. And the only thing that lied with the awfulness of that was the speeches of Ted Cruz that just make you want to... God, the vomit in your mouth vomits is so awful. But I hung in there because this is my country and I want to know what goes on. It wasn't fascinating. It was just kind of severely interesting and kind of catastrophic and nauseous. Anyway, I wanted to be there at the very end when this thing finally came grinding to a halt. It's like when you are driving somewhere, if this has ever happened to you, and you feel a soft whoop on the side of your vehicle, and you realize you have just hit some poor living animal, and you didn't mean to do it. The damn critter was trying to cross the road, it didn't get it in time, wham! And you look on the side mirror of your car, and you see some animal, like a dog, a coyote, like flailing on the side of the road, and you're a good-natured person, so you pull over, and you walk up to it, and it's bigger than you thought it'd be, and it's like blood is coming out of its mouth, and it's making this really sickening sound, and it's spasmodically, almost involuntary kicks. It's not dead yet, but it's gonna be. But before it's dead, it's in total agony. You're like, what do I do? Do I put it in the back of my car? Do I hug it to death? Do I stomp on it? Do I kill it? What do I do? And you're standing there going, and watching this thing die in front of you. And finally, somebody pulls up. It's some alpha, some guy with a baseball cap on backwards and a Ted Nugent t-shirt. He's like, step away. USA. And he gets in his car and goes. And as awful as all of that was, you're like, okay, at least it's over. And what that guy put a bullet in was America, basically.